All right, Jeff Zimmerman here. You see him, man. We just did this not too long ago, but like we were talking about, Roy, things change in a minute in boxing. How you doing?
All the time. It changes daily, hourly, but I'm doing well.
Yeah, so we're here in Dallas, man. I've been hanging out at your gym for the last 30 minutes. Immaculate.
Thank you, brother.
Immaculate. I was here for the grand opening, of course, and it's great being here, having you out here. But listen, before we get started, because you got a lot going on, and I want to get to some other stuff. One of your rivals, the Magic Man, Antonio Tarver, just went into the Hall of Fame. Now, I don't know if he's a bigger rival, him or Bernard Hopkins, but what is your thoughts on Antonio going in?
Well, it's beautiful for all of us. You know, another Floridian who basically grew up in the sport, going to the Hall of Fame. Having shared the ring with him 4 times, you know what I'm saying, winning 2, losing 2 still. The fact that he's in the Hall of Fame is like, what people don't realize is when you say you beat guys that are in the Hall of Fame, it's cool, but when you beat guys in the Hall of Fame or you fought guys in the Hall of Fame in their prime, to me it's a little bit different. So, it's like these guys, any of them that did enough to get to that point, they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. So congratulations to them. Hat goes off to them. Like I said, they have a fellow Floridian on the same block. I can't knock that.
Winky Wright.
Yep.
Maybe Keith Thurman one day.
Keith Thurman one day, hopefully, but Winky right there. Tarver, myself. I mean, it's just the list gonna go on.
Something in the water out there, Roy. Listen, man, the last time I talked to you was before your fight in Washington State, Spence and Cornejo. How was the show? I know you had a big fundraiser tied to it for child abduction. Mm-hmm. How'd that go?
The show went really well. Every time, for some reason, out there in Yakima, it seemed like the fighters fight different. It's like they come to fight. And you see guys that really aren't supposed to, like there was one guy that was an MMA guy, he wasn't supposed to be that tough of an opponent. He gave the guy all the hell he wanted till he got stopped. I mean, these guys, they come out there, they really go at it hard, they put on a real show, and I think the fans really appreciate what they get out there when they see a show in Yakima.
Yeah, man. I know you were with Christian Schmidt, the ring announcer, a good friend of mine here, but looked like a great show.
It was, and Darnell actually did really good.
Your football player.
He's really improving. That's the most improvement I've seen him making a fight so far. The first time he went the distance, but he fought a guy who really could take a punch. The guy, I think, he had a bad record. I think he got 8 fights, but he went the distance 7 out of 8 times. So it's like he's not a guy you're going to knock out. And Darnell had a hurt hand, too, so that forced Darnell to box more, which is what I wanted anyway.
Is he, what's his last name, Roy?
Darnell Thompson.
Thompson, okay. And he's based here in Dallas?
Yes.
Okay. I know from working with Richard Steele for years, always recruiting heavyweights.
Always. You got to do that. That's where the money is. Always.
Yeah, and you would know you're a heavyweight. But listen, now you're back here in Dallas. I remember when we talked, I thought your show was the next night, and you told me no, the date was changed because I'm like, Superman's, I don't know how you're going to do it. But you got your show, your debut show, Frisco, Texas, where I live, at Comerica Arena, July 11th. Man Deep. I know we've talked about him before. I just saw Jalapeno out there. Mm-hmm. You got Zena on the card. Just talk about the card a little bit.
The card is very exciting, having Mandeep, Zena, Jalapeno, Simran, and Anthony Adams all on the card. It's going to be a beautiful thing. So Adams is like a power puncher. Simran's like a really good, high-quality amateur boxer who's turning pro. Zena had a lot of amateur fights. She was a German champion. She's turning pro. Then Jalapeno brings the heat. That's why his name is Lil Jalapeno. And of course, Mandeep to me is one of the most interesting guys that I train because I had to get him. Like I got 2 weeks now to get him fixed because I know wherever he's been, he done messed up everything I taught him. But he get it fixed pretty quick because he understands it. And once he gets it fixed, he's something to see. So I can't wait to have him as the main event to see him and see his performance. Yep.
You just picked him up, didn't you?
Just picked him up.
Yeah. So he's here in the Dallas Heat with you. So again, July 11th, Comerica Arena, I want to say bank, but Comerica Arena in Frisco, right by the Star, where the Cowboys are headquarters. I know it well. And then the weigh-ins are at your gym here in Addison.
Right here, 230 Dallas Parkway on the 10th.
The day before. Yeah. Awesome. I can't wait for the show.
Thank you.
But Roy, a lot going on in boxing right now, and I just want to hit a few things. And man, I love that you had the Hall of Game back with Andre Ward.
Yep.
Just listen to it, and it's just great, man. it's just such a great listen between you two.
Thank you.
And you know what? The part when you guys disagreed, and I love Andre, but I agree with you. If you hold 2 belts,
How can you not be ready?
you don't have a choice,
I have
right?
I have a bad problem with that because it's like I'm from an era where if you got to be world champ, I don't care if you're 17, you got to be ready for all the smoke because everybody's goal is the world title. As soon as you get it, you come out of that rat race and you become the target. You understand? We got a rat race and we got a target. Everybody's aiming for that target. If you come out of that rat race and get that title, you become that target. And you have to know that. So I don't care how old you are. With Benitez was that target when he was 17 years old.
Yeah.
No matter how old you are. Mike Tyson became that target when he was 19 years old. Don't matter how old you are.
Salvador Sanchez, your guy.
19 years old.
Yeah.
When you get that title, you are now the target. Ain't no sense to about no smoke. You supposed to be ready for all the smoke or get a title up.
Well, why is that narrative such a big thing with this fight? Because Boots hasn't exactly fought killers either.
I don't understand that. That's why I said I didn't understand what Andre was saying. That's why I said I disagree.
Yeah.
What you saying, I hear what you're saying, but that's not right. I mean, Boots, we still trying to see if Boots can Boots take the punch. Is Boots really the good? We don't know. We was hoping he fought Vergil Ortiz because we thought Vergil probably could show us, but now it's even better because Xander gonna show us too. Yeah, Xander's not as old as him. Xander hasn't been around as long as him, but Xander's a two-time world champion.
Yeah.
What else you want to? And he's gonna be big as heck come fight night. What else you want to see?
He looked big. I saw
Yes,
some of the pictures from the weigh-ins.
yes.
And his confidence, like he doesn't seem like a guy that's going to have excuses, win, lose, or draw.
He's not. That's my point. He
Yeah.
knows I'm a 2-time champion. I'm fighting this dude who also is a 2-time champ. What can we say?
Yeah.
You got one 2-time champ versus another. You gonna say one ain't ready? If he ain't ready, he ain't never gonna be ready. Which is what I said.
You know, they kind of use that argument with Boots, and maybe you were, there's no comparison, but the tools kit, right? More tools to go to, but it's one thing to have the tools, but it's when to use them and at what point, right?
But Roy said it's not the toolkit. Roy said it's the intangibles, the reflexes, things like that you can't really account for. That's what I said Boots had the advantage at. The toolbox, they both got really good toolboxes. You understand me? Only thing different, I think Boots probably can go both sides with his toolbox, which give him maybe just a little bit more, but that also can be used as a disadvantage if you don't use it properly. So.
Right. It can hinder you.
Exactly.
As good as it may be,
Exactly.
it looks good in the gym, right?
Exactly right.
But we're starting to see these guys fight now, and there's a lot of sparring going on the internet, Roy. And I know you're not big on social, but you got Haney and Shakur. They were going at it recently, and it sounded like Devin was willing to come down to a catch weight, 144, as opposed to the 147 limit. What is your thought on that fight, and what would it look like at 144?
It's gonna be a good fight, no matter what weight it's at. If Devin's willing to come down to 144, I think it's a smart move for both of them. More smart for Devin because if he can make 144 comfortably, and he was struggling to make 35, he was probably a little bit struggling to make 40. But 44 is on 3 pounds off what he's gonna be for real, so 3 pounds shouldn't harm him. And if he willing to do that, that's cool. But if I were him, I wouldn't come down nowhere. You gonna fight for my title? You come to my weight class and fight for the title. If you don't want the title, don't come to my weight class. If you want to fight me at 47, meet me at 47. That's the weight limit is 47.
Right.
If you think you can beat me in my weight class, come see me in my weight limit. Like I tell people, I'm different, and it's no big thing because everybody's different. Everybody got their ways and their thoughts. And I understand some people feel different, like how Andre feels about the Xander not being ready. That's his opinion.
Right.
I respect everybody's opinion. But in my humble opinion, if you want to fight me for my title, you should fight me at the weight limit. Because if you put me down 3 pounds and beat me, basically you weaken me and beat me. You didn't really beat me.
Right.
You put me down, make me not at my best to beat me. So it's like when I fought heavyweight, I didn't care what John Ruiz weighed. I'm just gonna make sure I'm 200 so y'all can't say I can't fight for the title because I'm not 200. That's all I want to be. I don't care what he weighed. He could have came 226. He could have been 236. He could have been 246. I don't care.
Right.
I'm gonna beat you whatever weight you are because that's how I feel. But I'm different, so I can't expect everybody to feel that way. And I respect them for doing it. Cause like Shakur Leonard used to do, they used to pull a lot of guys down the weight first and then fight, which made sense because they don't go back and tell you, oh well, he made him put down the weight to beat. No, they just say Shakur beat him, and I understand that part too. But that's just not who I am. I want to fight you at your best. If your best is 147, that's what I want to see you at.
Let me ask you about that because I interviewed Sugar Ray, and I said to him, I said, Ray, you were the A side in every fight you were ever in, right? Hagler, reduced to 12 rounds, the ring size, this and that. You were the A side probably in every fight you were ever in. Did you use that to your advantage?
Nope, I don't want no advantage. My advantage is that I think I'm good enough to beat anybody on the planet in my day. So it's like, I want you at your strongest. If I weaken you, to me, I didn't really beat you. It's like when I played City League basketball, if their team best player ain't there, I don't want to play. Because I don't want to beat them and they say, oh, well, he wasn't here. No,
right.
No, I need him to be here because I think we better than y'all.
Right.
So when I fight you, I need you to be at your best. I don't want you. It's like I made a interview one time. I did an interview. I told a guy, I said, if I was in my prime at 47 when Pacquiao was there, I would have told him, y'all shoot him with whatever steroids y'all want to shoot him with. I'll watch y'all shoot him with it, and I'll still beat him if I thought he was on steroids. If I thought that. You feel where I'm coming from?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'm not the type of guy that's going to make you, I want you at your best. If that will make you your best, that's who I want to beat. So get at your best, that's who I want to beat. If you got to be at 47, be at your best, be that. Because I want to beat you at your best. I don't want to beat you at a weak weight class.
That's why you're a GOAT, though, Roy. That's why you're a GOAT. Yeah, you're above all that.
I'm not bashing
right.
him for doing
right.
it. I understand why some people, like I say, Shakur was one of my favorite fighters, but he did it. And it might have been smart. He poor guy. He the A side. He's supposed to get his way, I guess. You know what I mean? But for me, I just didn't feel like that was necessary for me. So I just did what I did.
Yeah, as I told you before, Shakur was my favorite because that was the guy growing up and then you. So
you were my favorite growing up too, after Ali, him, Xander Sanchez. And,
yeah. We talked about Alexis Arguello one time too.
I liked Alexis a lot because Alexis had one of the best change of speeds anybody ever seen. He would love you, pow, out of nowhere, and there they go.
Yeah. Yeah.
His knockout of Kevin Hunter was one of the best change of speed example. I use that all the time with my fighter because he fed running, rush right hand down the pipe when it wasn't ready for it.
Wow. Yep. And those fights with Mancini, when they're ABC wide world, yeah.
And the ones with Aaron Pryor.
Yeah, yes, for sure. Going back to Shakur, though, so let me ask you this. So Keyshawn Davis, I believe, is the mandatory for Devin at 147. He wants that fight. Mm-hmm. Keyshawn's a dog, you know that. Who gives Shakur a tougher fight? Or who gives Devin a tougher fight? Shakur at 144, if they do that, or Keyshawn at 147?
Hard to say. Keyshawn's a better puncher to me than Shakur. Shakur's a better boxer to me than Keyshawn. So it's like, it just depends on what Devin want to do. Keyshawn, you got to watch his punch power because he has good punching power, really good punching power. It's one of his strengths. Shakur is more of a real boxer. He box back foot smart. He tap move. He's more of a cute boxer than a puncher. So it's like, it depends on what we've seen from Devin. We knew that Ryan was able to hit him and hurt him and do whatever. So we would think off of that alone, Keyshawn would give him a hard time. But Keyshawn also don't have the experience that Shakur has. So.
Yeah. What about now? Tank is starting to make some waves. I know we talked about him months ago, but him and Devin going back and forth. That's a potential fight.
Well, the bad part about it is, man, because of the way Devin came up with his dad being his manager and all everybody at Devin, you know what I mean? They all hate him because of him and his dad's situation, right?
Yeah.
But it's hard to have everybody at you, but when all of them are after you, that means you're doing something right. Because everybody wants to smoke with you. That means you have developed enough of a namesake that they all want to come try you. So kudos to Devin too, because everybody after Devin. You want to see Keyshawn chasing Tank. You want to see Shakur chasing Tank. You want to see Keyshawn chasing Shakur. But everybody want Devin. You understand me? So when you're that one guy like that, that's what I live for.
Do you think, because he did have some fights that against Loma and some others that some people thought went the other way. And do you think that he's the most vulnerable out of that group? Is that why? I mean, I get the dad angle, but what about just the skills and the ability?
Well, skill-wise, he's in the mix of being better, just as good as all of them, because he's sparred with all of them. So he's just as good as they are. He not most vulnerable. They may think that because of his chin. Well, we ain't really seen Shakur get hit with no big punch on the chin flush. We ain't seen a Ryan type puncher hit Shakur. We ain't seen a Rolly type puncher hit Shakur. You understand me? We seen Rolly try to hit Tank, but he couldn't really hit Tank. You understand me? We seen Tank hit Garcia, and we saw what happened. We seen Rolly hit Garcia, and we saw what happened. We ain't seen Shakur or
Teofimo couldn't hit him.
No, he couldn't hit him at all. But we ain't seen that type of puncher hit him nor Davis yet. You understand me? So, in my humble opinion, we haven't seen him get hit. That's why they think he's vulnerable. They seen him get hit. So, we also seen another one that I think is really, really good, one of the better ones. It's Mason. We seen Abdullah Mason go down, but Abdullah Mason to me is one of the best ones fighting right now. So it's not like you can't go down, and going down on me, it's a lot of guys been down several times and just still got up and won. Look at Larry Holmes. Most people that knock Larry Holmes down paid for it. Look at Tito Trinidad. A lot of people that knocked him down paid for it.
Right.
You understand me? So just because you get knocked down don't mean nothing. The gloves are small. Anything can happen at the right time. So I think some people do look at that and say, oh, he's vulnerable because he got dropped by Garcia, but that don't mean that, especially now that he's not weight trained anymore.
Right.
He's not the most vulnerable, trust me. He's just he probably want to get the most internet activity out of him, and because his dad loves to play the internet, that's going to cause the most traction. And everybody wants to fight who has the most traction because that turns into more views, which turns into more dollars.
Yeah, and Tank, there was a video that came out that got, I guess it was out for a while maybe, but maybe it came back out, Tank and Devin at Mayweather's gym. I don't know if you saw that recently, but I think Tank may have gotten the best of him, but does that matter?
Devin was young.
Yeah.
So it don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
Devin was young then. You understand me? It's like you just got to know that everybody has their situation, and sparring is one thing, fighting is another. I'm sure you can go find some. I seen a little bit of sparring with Devin and Shakur. It was back and forth. You just can never tell about sparring. Don't mean nothing. Sparring, you give you a little bit of insight to a degree, but especially when it's been 5, 8, 10 years ago, people change in 3 years. People change.
I remember you telling me once too. It was against what was the guy from Texas?
Johnson.
Reggie Johnson. You didn't want to show him everything because you knew you were going to fight him.
I fight him one day, and look what happened. I fought him one day, and I did exactly what I did to him in sparring, but I just didn't show him all that sparring.
Right, right. We talked about Shakur and Tank. I think it was coming off of Shakur's, I don't know if it was after Tszyu or the one before that. And I had asked you right then, you thought Shakur, based on what Tank had going on outside the ring and so forth. But you also said don't sleep on Tank.
No.
Is he still Shakur's toughest out, you think?
In my opinion, well, between him and Devin.
And
because Devin knows him because Devin sparred with him. So Devin knows what Shakur is. You understand me? Devin knows how to beat Shakur, and he knows how to not beat Shakur because he sparred with him. Just like Tank sparred with Devin, but Devin was young. So I don't know if that's going to be a little bit different now. But they're both now men. Devin has gotten bigger. Devin moved up in weight. It's a little bit different ball game now. So that game is not the same. But as far as I'm concerned, it's like I think Tank will have to give up a lot to beat Shakur because Shakur gonna keep them feet on him. And you gotta gamble against them feet. You can't just go there and box and think you're gonna beat him. As Teofimo found out, you gotta gamble with them feet because you don't gamble with them feet, he's gonna beat you all night. He's comfortable being on that back leg and being smart about it. He's comfortable rather tattoo you all night long. He ain't gotta knock you out. He's comfortable just popping you all night long, and that's a good thing. So I think it's very difficult for anybody to beat him that don't know or is not willing to gamble and sacrifice to try to beat him.
I heard you say, talking to Andre, that you grew up, it was about the feet. That's how you know, and that's kind of what you look for. Does he have the best feet, Shakur?
To me, of the group, yes.
Yeah.
Of the group fighting now, yes, without a question.
And that could be the difference.
Now he don't use them he don't maximize it. He use them good, but like I told him before, there's a couple other things he can do, and he has tightened up on some of it. So I'm glad to see that too. So he's gotten a lot better than what he was with. So, and when he start mastering what he's doing now, he's gonna be more of a problem.
Jeez, it's hard to believe, but let's switch gears real quick. And I'm here with Roy Jones Jr. at his gym in Dallas. I know he's got a bunch of fighters out there chomping at the bit to do some work. Errol Spence, I know you and Andre talked about him. Everybody's seen the interview. It was amazing just to listen. And I've covered Errol here for years, and to hear, one of the most honest, upstanding guys, and you've gotten to know him a little bit as well. I mean, what did you think of the interview with Errol, and then coming back to fight a guy who's still dangerous in Tszyu?
I thought it was awesome. I thought it was a great interview. I thought Andre did it at the right time. I thought Andre asked a lot of the right questions. I thought Errol gave the right answers. He just told it like it was. So it's like you can't get mad at a guy for speaking his mind or speaking the truth from his side. I'm sure there's two sides to every story, but he spoke his side. I never thought or saw Earl as a person that does not try to tell the truth.
Right.
So I can't see him lying on anybody. So what he said is true. And like Andre said, maybe you should have spoke up too, but it is what it is. Water under the bridge. I don't think he was trying to make an excuse. It's been 3 years. We ain't heard nothing. He ain't heard him say nothing about nothing. You understand me? So I don't buy the part where people say he's trying to make an excuse. No, I don't buy that. He just telling the truth. He's not trying to make an excuse. He never said that for 3 years. So why would he wait 3 years? Oh, I do not. I don't buy that.
Right, and if he doesn't tell you about the training,
He ain't telling you the truth.
right? No, that's why he's called the truth. But yeah, I didn't look at it in that way. And
Not at all.
good advice. Don't
Not
listen
at
to
all.
the 10%ers.
Not at all.
Did you see his sparring with Ronnie Shields? Not sparring, but his media workout the other day with Ronnie?
He workout, yes.
I mean, can you glean anything from that?
Not at all. Because Earl's a pressure fighter. Earl's the type of guy, he don't have to do things 100% right. Because part of his game is just to bulldog you when you down. When you bulldog and wear him down, you're not fighting at the top, not fighting like a Terrence Crawford. He's going to bulldog and wear most of them down. Look what he did so far. Only person he lost to was Bud.
Right.
Because Bud ain't going to bulldog Bud. I'm sorry. But everybody else, if he can bulldog you and wear you down, he going to do it. So it's like, you see little things here, little things there, but at the same time, because you know what kind of fighter he is, his pinnacle ain't the same as other people's. Because his game is pressure. Pressure bust pipes. So he ain't got to do everything right. He like Marvin Hagler was. Marvin kept that pressure on you. Pressure bust pipes. Marvin ain't got to do everything right. You understand me? Marvin throw posture punches sometimes. Marvin cannot turn his knuckle over all the time. He got so much pressure on you that it's more this and this gonna get you their knees. So he fights with four things. He fights with these two, this and this.
I heard you say something though with Andre, which I used to go see him work out, and I saw him spar with Charlo and stuff like that. And the stuff that I always hear, he's not showing you everything. Like there's so much more to him. Like you said, he's a pressure fighter in the pros, but when he was in the amateurs, you got to make the Olympics. You got to box.
He could do it all, bro. He could do it all. Just that he didn't use that in the pros, but he can, because that's where he came from. You know,
Right.
He said, if you gonna tell him something, or you gonna train, what would you tell him? I take him back and make him start watching that, because this is the guy that we need now to beat these elite guys, because we need a guy that can do it all. You understand me? So some of these elite guys, like Bud, pressure ain't gonna be enough.
Yeah, and I've seen Errol switch to orthodox.
Yeah, he can do it all.
Yeah.
He can do it all. Like I said, when you go back and look at his tapes as an amateur, he had the total package.
If he beats Tszyu, and it's probably going to be a slugfest.
Yeah, it's gonna be a slugfest.
It's going to be a slugfest. Who are you picking in the fight?
Man, it's a hard call, but I'm going with Earl. I'm hoping Earl can withstand the onslaught that Tszyu gonna probably put up early, because if you get past 4 or 5 rounds, Earl definitely gonna beat him, because Earl, to me, is stronger later than anybody fighting. You get him past round 6, and you got a problem in your hand. I don't care who it is. Especially if he ain't beat it up or nothing in the face. If you get to round 6, you got a problem, because that's when he starts to come alive.
Yeah.
Ask Ugas.
Ask Brooke, right?
Yeah.
Ask Ugas. Sean Porter. If he gets by Tszyu, it's the most stacked division in boxing right now.
Of course it is.
154.
Of course
Virgil
it is.
Ortiz here in Dallas, Fundora, Zayas,
Charlo.
Boots, Charlo.
Man, it's loaded.
Is he ready? If he wins impressively, is he ready to just go right back into the fray with those guys?
He is, and to test himself, I think if he beats this guy, he's going to go right for a title. I know him, because that's just how he thinks. He ain't trying to play around. However, if he wins this fight, all depends on how the winner of the Xander fight looks. That might be his next opponent too. So all depends on what he wants.
Vergil Ortiz may be settling his.
That's the best fight for him. Vergil Ortiz is the best fight for him. Yep.
Well, I don't know if you know this, Roy, but being in Dallas now, you need to know this. Him and Vergil started at the same gym.
I knew that. I knew that.
And I was asking you about, you mentioned Vergil and Spence, two Dallas kids growing up in the same gym, Vivero boxing gym. I don't know if you know this though, Roy, this is all about quizzing you on Dallas, but that is Vergil's dream fight, is to fight Spence at Cowboy Stadium.
It should be both of their dream fight. If they had a fight right here in Cowboy Stadium, only fight that's going to be bigger than that is if Zayas could have beaten Boots and Zayas fight the Tower Inferno, because that's the Mexican-Puerto Rican rival. Other than that, in that division, the biggest fight in that division is right here at Dallas at Cowboy Stadium, Vergil Ortiz versus Earl Spence. If I was Earl Spence, that's what I would do next. take this fight. If you get past Tszyu like he's supposed to, then you got to go with that next. I mean, that's going to make you more money than any of the other guys. And the other guys, to me, are higher risk than Ortiz is, because you know Ortiz.
And whether he has a title or not.
It don't matter.
Yeah. He's actually ranked number 1 at 154 by Ring, Vergil Ortiz.
Yeah. The good thing about that is, though, the one in the fight, if they did fight, you're not in a fight for a title automatic. If you don't do it, see, this is what happens in boxing too much. When big fights like that are at the pinnacle, we try to do something else first. 12 rounds is 12 rounds. We don't need a belt to solidify 12 rounds. Then we would love a belt.
Right.
But the guys that got the belt are more dangerous than to get two guys we talking about fighting. But the fight we talking about the two guys fighting is bigger than the guys with the belts. Unless Xander beats Boots, and then it's Xander, and like I said, the Towering Inferno. The Mexican-Puerto Rican rivalry is bigger than everything. But for the city of Dallas, it don't get no bigger than Ortiz versus Spence. You understand me? It don't get no bigger. So, for me, I would love to see Earl win, then fight Ortiz.
From your mouth to God's ears, Roy. Does it concern you, though? And I think it's just where Spence is, coming back and all that. But just traditionally, when a fighter says, this may be my last fight, it kind of gives you the mindset, are they really into it? I don't think that's the case with him, but what are your thoughts?
No, I don't think that's the case. I think he's saying that as opposed to how his body holds up. You understand me? Because if his body holds up and he can do what he want to do, then he'll keep going. If you feel like his body ain't really holding up well, what you gonna keep going for? You feel me? So
again, him just being real and being honest.
Yeah, he's the truth. That's his name, the truth.
Yeah, the truth. Roy, just to wrap up here, man. Just again, the card July 11th at the Comerica Arena, Frisco, Texas.
I got 5 of them on the card. I got Zayna, I got Simran, I got Anthony Adams, I got Jalapeno Dominique Roundtree, and I got the main event, Mandeep Tank. Whatever you do, show up, have your face in the place, you're going to love it. It's going to be a great night of entertainment. These guys really go out and try to satisfy the fans, and because of all the friction going on in Frisco right now, we're trying to stop all the diversity and bring everybody together. Stop all the division where everybody will be, they over here, they're no. We're trying to unify the community, you understand me? Bring everybody back together. So our shows are plethora of fighters from all around, but mainly with 2 Indian fighters because there's so many Indian people there. I want to show that we all can get along, but we just try.
You mentioned Zayna, right? Zayna. Talk about her a little bit, because you brought her from overseas, right?
Yeah, Zayna's a German champion. She was an amateur German champion, 2-time German champion as an amateur, I think. She had close to 100 fights as an amateur. She decided she wanted to turn pro. She's different because she's Muslim. She wears a hijab, so it's a different thing. What do I love? Different. You understand me? So when you find something different, and it was just coincidence how I met her, how I started training, how I started working with her, but when you find somebody different like that, you want to see them do well. You understand? Because if different does well, it's better than normal does well. You feel me? Normal does well, we expect that. But when different do well, whoa, where did that come from? It hits a little bit different. So that's my thing with her.
Wow, yeah, I remember meeting her when you're out here for an appearance at a bagel shop a few months back. Roy, anything else? Have you seen Emmett since you've been here? Your childhood?
Actually, I saw some out of town, some in Chicago, of all places. First person I seen, well, he told me to call him when we get back. We were going to eat lunch one day. I just haven't had a chance. Been so busy with the gym trying to get these guys ready for that July 11th fight. So as soon as I get everything settled down, I'm sure we'll get together and go have dinner.
What does he think of you being in Dallas?
He loves it. He loves it. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, why not?
That's where all the stars are, right? All right. You heard it from the legend, one of the GOATs, Captain Hook.
Thank y'all.
Heavy 4-division world champion, 4-weight division world champion.
And let me say one more thing. I need to clear this up too, because I heard through a friend of mine that somebody told Boots that I said he needed me.
Oh boy.
Nobody in the world needs me. You need God. Nobody needs a person. I can probably help a lot of people, but nobody needs me. You understand me? I tell people that all the time. I'm never trying to say that I'm so this that people need. No, nobody needs me. I just always offer to lend my help if they want me, but nobody needs me. So I never say nobody needs me. The only person people need is God. Nobody else.
On that note, Roy, appreciate it all the time. Good to see you here again in Dallas, and we'll see you at the weigh-ins. And and see some great fights July 11th.
In the building.
Y'all must have forgot.
Yeah, it is.